Namaste, beautiful friends. So, we're going to be working a bit towards Downface Dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, one of my favourite poses, but a pose a lot of people struggle with. So we're going to be doing some work building up to it. So gradually, working into the shoulders, etc. Because like all poses, it takes a bit of practice. And the affirmation I want to use is something that I use when I'm struggling, which is I overcome all challenges with humour and perseverance. And so whenever I'm getting a bit wound up about something, I remind myself, I overcome all challenges with humour and perseverance. Patient persistence pays off. So we're probably not going to be doing actual downface dog today, so we're working up to it. So we're going to start off by doing a little bit of warm up. So come down onto your back and just start with the feet flat, knees bent, close your eyes for a moment. Just take a quick check in, as we always do. So just allow your attention to scan through the body as if you're one of those MRI scanners, noticing any tightness or tension, noticing anywhere that you may be out of balance. So one shoulder feels tighter than the other, for example, or your pelvis, if one side feels different to the other. So it's not about criticism or judgment, it's not even about changing anything. You're not trying to change anything just yet, it's just literally being aware of how you feel today, and every day is different. Like yesterday, for example, I was really sluggish and lethargic. Everything was a real effort. Today, I feel a lot better. So it's always good to check in to see where you're at, so we always work within our limits. You want to kind of push slightly up to and slightly beyond the limits, but not to the point where we're feeling pain. So particularly notice around your shoulders, you tend to have a lot of tension in our shoulders, notice how they feel. Notice if it feels like you're tensing them around your ears, or if they feel kind of quite relaxed. Just taking a few deep breaths in and out through the nose. Imagine filling your whole body with breath. So inhaling a little bit more. Exhale, exhale, exhale. And again, inhale, 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 exhale, exhale, exhale. Let's stretching the legs out, bring the arms down beside you, take a breath in. As you breathe out, reach the right arm overhead, left knee comes towards you. Inhale down, exhale switch, inhale down. So like as if you're marching on your back, breathing in and out through the nose. Each time you exhale, pull the belly button in. So this is to get the energy moving and to connect right and left sides of the body. So remember, it's not about making a particular shape, it's about connecting right and left side of the body, getting the energy flowing, getting the blood flowing, connecting movement and breath. We all have days when we find everything a challenge, and other days when things seem to flow with ease. 4, 3, 2, 1. Just relax for a second. Imagine you can flip a switch and everything's relaxed. And inhale, right down to the tips of the fingers and toes. Exhale, you can sigh it out, that feels good. And flex your feet, bring your arms down beside you. So you're going to inhale, opposite arm and leg up towards the ceiling. Hold for a second. Exhale, up. Inhale, switch. Exhale, again. It's almost like you're marching, like a kind of toy soldier. Keeping your lower back pressed down towards the floor. So we're also starting to warm up into the hamstrings. So we inhale up, exhale down. Breathing in and out through the nose, nice dynamic breath, keeping arms and legs as straight as you can. Keep flexing the feet, keeping the shoulders down into the mat. switch, and you can imagine, if you like, visualize, you've got a switch, and just flick, and instantly you've gone from yang, doing, dynamic, to yin, non-doing. Okay, so hands down beside you, almost underneath you, as if you're trying to touch your fingertips, so where your butt meets your thighs. Spread out the balls of the feet, spread out your toes, bend your knees a little bit. If you start to feel it more in your back or the front of your thighs, then bend the knees even more. This time you inhale, raise one leg up, exhale, lower it down, inhale the other leg up, exhale, lower. I like to think of using your tummy muscles, and as you lift one leg up, press the other leg down into the floor, so connecting to our core. So if you feel it in your thighs, or it feels like it's pulling on the back at all, then bend your knees a lot. Quite often the front of the thighs, the hip flexors, will try and take over. That happens to me too. So you just bend your knees more, as much as you need to, till you feel that it's not using the front of your thighs. And if you need to go slower, just go a little bit slower. Just start to feel a bit of heat building up in your core. So try and bring the big toe ball joints together. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, raise both legs up. Exhale, lower down. Go a little bit slower. Really engaging those thigh muscles. Try and relax the thighs completely, but keep the knees and big toe ball joints pressed together. Imagine you're trying to pull your belly button towards the mat. There's a 4. So get the legs up, separate the legs, and just start to shake the legs out as vigorously as you can. For about 30 seconds, shake them out. Shake them all the way from your toes, down to your glutes. Imagine shaking out the muscles, shake out the skin, check out the blood vessels. Breathe nice and deeply. One more nice deep breath in, one more vigorously with the legs. And then lower the legs down to the floor, stretch them out, relax them, take the arms up. And vigorously shake out the arms. Again, as vigorously as you can. Keep the rest of the body nice and relaxed as you're doing that. And keep shaking with your fingertips. Muscles on your forearms, around your elbows, your upper arms, even your shoulders. And your shoulders a little bit. Repeat, reach the arms up to the shoulder girdle lifts off the floor, but everything else stays still. And exhale, just drop it down. As you inhale, reach it, unless someone's trying to lift you up, you're a dead weight. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, literally drop it. There you go, just imagine you're like a dead weight and someone's trying to pull your arms up, so your head and everything else stays nice and still. One more. And then relax the arms down and just noticing how you feel after those few warm-up exercises. And just bend your knees, bring your feet flat to the floor, not too close, try not to bring them too close to you, but keep them about hip width apart, toes pointing forward, so you can allow your pelvis to relax by keeping your hands on your hips for a moment. So you inhale, tuck the pelvis under, so you feel your lower back press down to the floor. As you exhale, tilt the pelvis forward, so a big gap appears under your lower back. And just do that a couple of times. Tuck and tilt. Just loosening up into the lower back. You can do a little bit of a circling the tailbone. Around and around the other way. And just find that neutral point, that relaxed point, where your knees are tucked under, not tilted back. then bring your arms down beside you. Bring your awareness to your shoulders, your shoulder blades in particular. So the muscles that hold your arm on and your shoulder blades. So the shoulder blades will come back. Those triangular bones at the back of your rib cage. And so as you breathe in, just slide the shoulder blades up. And imagine bringing your shoulders towards your ears. Hold for a second or two. Exhale, imagine sliding them all the way down. And inhale, slide them up. Feel or imagine the shoulder blades literally moving over the back of your rib cage. And exhale, sliding them down. And as you do that, maybe close your eyes and really notice how it feels on the rest of your body as you're doing that. So it's not just warming up the shoulders, I want to notice how it feels, like when we're tensing, and when we're not tensing, and literally sliding the shoulder blades down. So when I say that, make sure you're not got your shoulders around your ears, make sure you're not wearing your shoulders as earrings. That's kind of like that sensation of sliding them down. And again, keeping your awareness in your shoulders, straighten your arms as much as possible. Just inhale, reach the arms up and overhead nice and slowly, and just notice at any point where maybe you either start to arch away from the floor or your shoulders start to tighten and tense. So having the arms maybe shoulder width apart, you might feel more tension. So maybe to open them out a little bit into a kind of V shape. And then exhale, bring them back down. So try and maintain that nice space between the shoulders rather, and the ears as you take the arms overhead. So again, notice how you get maybe about vertical and it feels okay. And it's just as we start to bring the arms in line with the ears, things start to tense or the arms start to bend. So try and keep the arms as straight as you can. And coming back down. There you go, take the arms, start bringing your arms literally by your ears. So I'm just going to sit up so you can see. So they're quite close. Notice if you can maintain that relaxed state. I can't, my shoulders start to tense. And then just start to open them out a little bit, until you find that point where you can relax around your neck and shoulders. So that when we come up into Downface Dog, which probably won't be today, but we can find that position where you're not kind of like pulling everything else out of place and you're reaching through the fingertips. I want you to imagine stretching your arms from the back of your heart rather than from the shoulder girdle. Also think of lengthening your spine as well. And then bring the arms back down beside you. You're just going to warm up the shoulders a little bit more. This time you're going to inhale, reach the arms overhead, and exhale, circle them out, down and around. So the palms start facing down. You inhale, reach them up overhead. So now the palms are facing up to the ceiling. You open the arms out to the side. And then you bring them back down beside you. Then you bring the palms facing back down again. So inhale, reach. Exhaling, circling down and around. And noticing any tightness, tension around your shoulder blades. Keeping your back ribs, so keeping everything else nice and still. Trying not to arch away from the floor here. Trying to maintain that kind of neutral spine as you move the arms. And we're going to change direction with the arms. You're going to circle them out. And when you get about halfway, bring the palms up, arms overhead, and then bring them back down. Circle around and up, and exhale, bring them back down. And try to maintain that space around your neck. So we're keeping that tension-free space around your neck. Just one more here. And relax the arms down. Bring your feet a little bit closer to you, so close to your sit bones. So you just about reach your heels with your fingertips. Spread out your toes. Press your arms into the mat. Press into your big toe, in and outer heel. And just kind of do a few bridge poses. So inhale tailbone under, peel the spine off the mat. Really press down into your arms, into your elbows, into your shoulders. Lift your hips, squeeze your tush, and exhale as you come down. Press down between the shoulder blades. Keep tucking the tailbone under. Press down into the waist. Keep tucking the tailbone under. Press down into your lower back, and then tailbone touches down last. Yeah, inhale. So literally imagine mobilizing one vertebrae at a time. Lifting your heart, lifting your chest, lifting your hips, and exhaling, massaging the spine all the way down. Again, keep pressing the arms down into the floor, keep pressing the feet down into the floor. One more like that. Inhale. As you come up, and imagine you can see your spine in your mind's eye. Squeeze your butt, press down into your shoulders, and exhaling. As we come all the way back down. And just bring your feet, slide your feet forward a little bit. Relax your back. And imagine, like we do Pilates, we'll talk about the powerhouse, which is like a rectangle shape. So if you were to draw a line from shoulder to shoulder, down to the hip, across and back up, you've got like a box of cereal shape. So you want to imagine keeping that shape. We're going to come into a hamstring stretch, and what sometimes happens is we twist the pelvis. The pelvis kind of like lifts slightly in order to try and move the leg a little bit further. So you're going to start off keeping your pelvis nice and still, and just start bringing your right knee in towards you, keeping your hands on your waist, and lightly touch. Just do it a few times. Imagine using your tummy muscles, but keeping your pelvis totally still. So as if I was to take a tape measure from your armpit to your hip, it should remain the same distance. This time, hold the knee here, just hold on around the knee or behind the thigh, and gently hug that knee in towards you. Inhale, release a little bit, and exhale, hug the knee in. And start to feel, or at least visualize, a stretch, a release in the back of the body and around your hip joint. And you're going to place your right thumb into that hip crease. And you're going to take your left hand just behind that right thigh. Breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to slowly straighten that right leg as much as you can, keeping the waist nice and long. And then inhale, bend the knee. And exhale, straighten. Breathing in. And out. So if you will kind of self-adjust here. Keeping that side waist level. Stay here, just flex and point that foot a couple of times. And flex the foot and focus on moving the whole leg. Turn the foot out, feel it turning out in your thigh, and then turn the foot across the body again. Feel the whole thigh bone shifting. You're going to turn it out, so you're not just turning the foot, you're turning all the way to your hip and turn it across. Then come to a neutral position, so pressing your lower back into the mat and then drawing the leg in. You can point through the ball of the foot, or you can flex the foot, whatever feels good. And so what tends to happen is in our rush to bring the leg in, we tend to kind of like twist in that hip. Because if I twist in my hip, I can get my leg a lot further. But I kind of like lost the alignment of my spine. So forget about how far forward you're bringing your leg. Focus on keeping that length in the spine. Release that leg, pop the foot down onto the floor. Just take a moment, take a couple of nice deep breaths. I'm just going to move the camera to see if that helps. The lighting in here is not great. I don't think that's made any difference whatsoever, has it? Oh dear, we tried. So So we're going to do the other side. So you can bring your hands onto your hips as if you're trying to lengthen your side waist. And then as you breathe out, start to draw that knee in. And even you may notice here that that hip wants to twist. And how lightly touch. So you're going to imagine using your tummy muscles. And think about the muscles that are attached from your back to your legs, so that when you move your leg, it can pull on your back. And so you're going to stay here, so you're going to press your left thumb into that hip crease, and just hold on lightly behind the thigh with your right hand. Inhale, as you exhale, try and straighten the leg. Don't worry if you can't straighten it completely, just focus on keeping your pelvis still. Inhale, bend a little bit, and exhale, extend. Bend, and extend, bend, and extend. And stay here, holding on with both hands if you can, flex, and point a couple of times. Notice how you feel the stretch in the front and back of the leg as you're doing that. Again, flexing the foot, release the arm, turn the foot out, turn the whole leg out. Visualize that thigh bone and the hip socket, and come back and imagine trying to turn it across the body. So again, rather than just turning the foot, you're turning the whole leg and rotate it out again. Notice how that feels. Rotate it across. Then find that neutral position. You can relax the foot if you wish. You can hold on behind the thigh, behind the calf muscle, but again, keeping your posture. Make sure you're not twisting in the hip. Always try and keep lengthening that left hip away from you, and at the same time, keep the shoulders relaxed, because the other thing that happens is we tense the shoulders. We're so desperate to reach the foot that we end up tensing the shoulders. Gently release, pop that foot down, and just take the feet a little bit to that mat width apart, turn the toes in so they're slightly pigeon-toed, rest the knees one against the other, rest your arms wherever's comfortable, and soften or close your eyes, and just taking a moment to check in again. So you notice that we haven't even gone near Downface Dog, but we're starting to focus on the muscles and the alignment that we're aiming for in Downface Dog. So although Downface Dog, we're on our hands and feet in an upside down V shape, we want to get that stretch, that lengthening of the spine, lengthening of the hamstrings without all the strain and tension. So we're starting off by bringing our attention, our awareness to those muscles and to our awareness of our alignment. And if we can, it's easier to become aware of your alignment when you're lying flat on the floor than it is if you're struggling in Downface Dog. If you're struggling in a pose, it's hard to focus on that alignment. So notice how you feel after this little session. Taking a nice deep breath in. And all the way out. And then starting to stretch out your arms and legs, moving in whatever way is good for you. In your own time, bringing yourself back up to sitting, bringing your hands together, hands to heart, heart to hands, taking a little bow to seal your practice. Namaste, I just need to do that. Any questions, any comments? Let me know.